Hello and welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. This is Let Me Bore You to Sleep. It is Sunday the 25th of January, I think. So what I thought I would do is I thought I'd go live on TikTok whilst I record this video. Okay, so it's just I don't normally do this, but I thought it'd make a change, see what weirdness happens. Hopefully nothing too weird. So I hope you're enjoying the improved background. I mean, from this angle I think you can't see any of the wall now. It's just the padding, the soundproofing. Although some of them are falling off. So I've got some nails, I'm going to bang them in tomorrow. But I didn't want to disturb the neighbours on a Sunday, so I'll do that tomorrow. I had to do that with some of the others. It's only a small percentage of them, but I think it's more to do with the felt that's already on the wall. It kind of dislodges it, so it can't really get a proper grip, you know. Oh dear. Oh, it's warm in here. So, let's see if I've got this right. Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now, yesterday I did a podcast, and it was 2 hours long, just over 2 hours long, and wow, it took all night to upload to YouTube, because what I do is I upload it to YouTube, then I download it back to my laptop, then I do the editing, take the audio out, all that stuff, change the video, edit it, then upload it as 4K back to YouTube. So it's now a 32 gigabyte file, and it's been going for about 2 hours now, and it's 7% uploaded. So it's going to be all night uploading. Hopefully it'll be a better quality video picture wise than the one before. If it's not, then I probably won't do that again, because it's a very, very long drawn out process, very, very much. So I mean, I am, because I'm using the back of the iPad to film this for the YouTube video. The quality of the picture should be better. I'm using my phone to stream live on TikTok. My microphone is connected to my iPad, and that's what I'll have to use for my podcast, because my other microphone that I used to have behind me, well, there's nothing behind me now, there's no desk behind me now, that's in front of me. It broke. The whole recording studio broke. So I've got 22 love hearts, thank you. Who liked me? Who did like me? Stanley? Thank you, Stanley. 1402. It's very kind of you. Sally says broken. Yeah, basically I turned it on. It's been playing up for a few days, so I use it every day. Well, I did use it every day, and it's just busted. I don't know, it's basically just not working. It's kind of coming on, but it's not working. I've tried plugging it in, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, all that stuff. But you know, if I took it to a specialist to try and get it fixed, it costs more than buying a new one, really. So I'm hoping. So Sally says, "Oh God, mate, that's awful. Are you planning on replacing it?" I don't know, Sally. So I've got this microphone. You can't see it. If I'll lift it up so you can see it on TikTok. There you go. It's actually a really good microphone. It's not plugged into the the phone. So you just got the normal thing on the TikTok. But it seems to be okay because I've been using this microphone for my YouTube videos for quite a while now, for a week or two. There wasn't a huge difference really between the microphones, if I'm honest. The microphone I was using was probably, it picked up less background sound. So yeah, I love Star Trek as well. Did you know, I'm getting excited now, there's a new Star Trek series on, I think it might be Paramount, but it's on Amazon. It might be on Amazon or Paramount, one of them, and it's called Starfleet Academy. It's just new out, and they literally releasing an episode a week. I've not started watching it yet because I want to wait until they've released the whole season before I watch it. What's your YouTube? I want to subscribe. My YouTube channel is Let Me Bore You to Sleep, and then there's just dash Jason Newland. So you can search me by Jason Newland, my name, or Let Me Bore You to Sleep. And Sally says, I bought the Paramount subscription just for it. It's amazing. Yeah, I tell you what annoyed me about the Paramount. Is it Paramount? Yeah, Paramount. Boxing was on at the weekend. And it's the bloke who does UFC, he started his own boxing promotional company. So his first event was at the weekend. And I thought, brilliant, I'll be on DAZN. No, it wasn't on the DAZN. It was on Paramount Plus. So I thought, it's all right. I got a Paramount Plus package, discounted for £1 a month for 3 months or whatever, because I've been with them before, so they kind of try and get me back. So I thought, yeah, okay. Wasn't available to my country, only available to America, Canada, and I think maybe Australia. Not Greenland. I wonder if it was available in Greenland. So yeah, that annoyed me a little bit because it's literally if it's streamed, what difference does it make? It's streamed over the internet. So why would it make any difference what country it goes out to? I got it for free. You're Dana White's cousin. Cool. So am I. We might have met. Oh dear. Yeah, so I've been doing this stuff, the padding on the back. Bit of a padded cell maybe, but it's still, this is probably the best that wall has looked for years and years and years. And now I've got the momentum. I'm going to continue, it's going to take me probably a few months because of the expense, but I'm going to continue to do the whole wall of this room, the whole wall around in the same pattern. And then when that's done, I'm going to do the hallway, and I'm just going to sort of try and soundproof as much stuff as possible. Right, what is this saying there? I have mummy's phone. Okay, hairline. Oi. Oh dear. Right, okay, I realise I'm being... See, it started. Hairline. Is that... You see how much hair you got when you get to my age? Huh? Huh? Hey? Hey? I actually do have hair, but I shave it. But as you can see the scalp through my hair. So it's like, if I let it, the longer it grows, the more bald I look. Yeah, plenty now. Wait till you're 55 like me. Harry says I've got plenty now. Yeah, on your bum. I got more hair. No, let's not go there. When my hair grows, it seems to part ways, like is it Moses and the Red Sea? It kind of just, it's almost like lights are flashing, a big arrow saying, look at the bald patches, everyone. Look, 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 look. Yeah. It says here, number 7 says, you look good for your age. My doctor said that to me, my new doctor, who I'd never met before. He said that to me till he realised I was 55. He thought I was 70. It's not fair. So, you look great for 90. Thanks. I'm trying to think. I did watch some boxing because it was on DAZN. Different boxing. I do look 70, thanks. It's distracting. I forget about the... maybe I'll do like a regular Sunday TikTok, so that those watch it on YouTube or those that listen to the podcast know that I'm going to be mildly distracted by some of the wonderful things that people say about me. Yeah. By the way, if you can see those pictures, I'm really pleased with those pictures. So thank you, Cara, again for the picture you did for me, and thank you, stepmummy number 2, but she won't be seeing this. So, and also that picture, you can't see it on TikTok, but if I move the TikTok image around, look, these are pictures of Vinny and one of Andre and Vinny, and that middle picture at the bottom is me as a baby. See, I wasn't always 90. Thank you. Crazy. Do I challenge for a rose? Do a challenge for a rose? No. Chocolate bar, maybe. There's pretty much nothing I wouldn't do for a chocolate bar right now. Oh, nice dairy milk chocolate bar straight out of the fridge. Oh, I can feel my heart palpitating from all that sugar. Oh. Get a lower taper fade. I don't know what that means, Harry. So you're going about my hairline, and now it looks like get a lower taper fade. I don't know what a taper fade means. So there's not really much going on. My neighbours downstairs warned me that there's going to be a lot of baby crying because I had a visitor down, got a friend coming over, staying a weekend with a baby. I've not heard the baby once. That might be because of my 70-year-old ears, and I just can't hear anything anymore. Maybe that's what it is. But Vinny seems to have been a bit disturbed by outside activity. He's barking during the day, but I don't know what he's hearing. But luckily, I could go into the bedroom and look out. So I've got net curtains now. So I'm like really excited. I've got yellow net curtains, and I can look out and without worrying about people seeing me. It's not that I want to spend lots of time looking out into the garden. It's just when Vinny's barking, I want to go and have a look and see what it is he's barking at. But sometimes I've done it, and because there was no net curtains, people just looking up at me like, what do you want? And if it like gets weird, what if it turns into a conversation? What are you looking at? I'm just looking at you. Why? Don't look at me. But this is what windows are for, to look through. looking through the window. They're see-through for a reason. So, yeah, I don't want to get into that. Someone says, I look 18. I look 18. Yeah, 18 stone. Yeah, I'm not 18 stone, just under 16 stone. Don't know what happened. I got down to 14 and a half. Ever since the diabetic, being pre-diabetic, I was told you got to lose weight. You got to cut down on the sugar, no more Coke, no more chocolate. But cut down really. So I stopped sugar in my tea. I don't drink Coke anymore anyway, because I stopped that months and months and months ago. I used to drink about 6 cans of Coke a day, but that's gone, which would explain why I'm pre-diabetic, I suppose. And I got down to 14 and a half stone, probably by last summer. So just say hello to anyone that's watching. I've only got 2 people watching on TikTok anyway. Hello, whoever you are. Hello, whoever you are on YouTube as well. Because, you know, for years, really, I've been focusing mainly just on my wonderful podcast listeners, of which there are at least 5. I have at least an audience of 5 regularly. But I kind of gave YouTube a miss for years and years and years and years. And although my new YouTube channel is 8 years old, which is weird, that's as long as this Let Me Bore You to Sleep podcast is now. 8 years. 8 years I've been talking about nothing for an hour or longer. 8 years in probably less than 2 months. 8 years. I've been making videos and podcasts for 20 years now. I started in January 2006. 20 years. I was only 75 at the time? Yeah. But for years and years, I uploaded lots of videos from the past. And I went in and out of like, do I want to do videos? And one of the things that gave me some motivation was Boston Chickie, my friend. Check her out, Boston Chickie on YouTube. She's an old friend of mine that I've known for, blimey, 16 years? I don't know, Boston, is it 16 years? It's a long time. And what's this? Okay. It was, did someone send me a universe? Apparently that's quite a popular thing to do, sending old men universes. Cheers, thanks. I'll tell you about this actually, because it was a thing. I think Boston will be able to describe it, explain it better than me. But she introduced me to it. So I did hypnosis videos, and this is back in 2000, probably 10, I think, when I first met her, about 2010, and online and so I did videos, hypnosis videos, and Boston started following me doing that, and we got chatting, and she said to me, because she said, why don't you do vlogs? And I said, what's a vlog? Well, video blog. I didn't really know much about it. And she said, well, it's like a video diary, kind of just talking. It's a bit, and I said, well, I don't know. I've not really thought about doing that. And she said, well, you do that anyway with your updates. So I used to make occasional update videos, probably sometimes daily, sometimes, a few times a month, sometimes really rarely, but it's just right from the start, I just say, well, here's what I'm doing now. I'm now going to do a hypnosis course to stop smoking. I'm going to be doing, I'm moving house now. This is what I'm doing, blah, blah. So I used to do these update videos. And Boston Chickie, she said, well, it's just the same as that. And then she said, I said, oh, I could do, I suppose. So I started doing a vlog called Jason Chats. And I did lots and lots of them. And I did them for years and years, but I didn't do it. See, there was this 365-day challenge, which I did not complete. I could not complete. I didn't have the resources to make a vlog every day. But I kind of got into the challenge, which meant I kind of became part of this big group of vloggers who were on YouTube making daily vlogs. So we were all supporting each other, subscribing with each other, watching each other's videos, commenting, and it was a nice community. Because when I started doing videos on YouTube, there was hardly anybody on YouTube doing what I was doing hypnosis videos. There was a few, but a very small amount. I was one of the original people. So Edini and a few others were around in 2007. Most of the really popular ones came afterwards. So I didn't really have anyone to talk to or to, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I've not really had a lot of contact with any of the hypnotists online. I had some in contact with Edini, and he's a legend. He's not longer with us, not with us anymore, but he wasn't all fancy. He used to use his laptop, and he'd just do the video, record it, and just upload it. And he was popular. I mean, he's been gone for 3 or 4 years, and he's still got nearly 8,000 subscribers, which is a lot to have once considering you haven't been around for a long time. He also did magic as well, so it's worth checking him out. Edini, it's Eddinna, I do believe. But if you put Edini hypnotist, yeah, he's got quite a few magic videos. He used to also do street magic as well. He loved street magic. The thing is, it's Jason, can you make my back relax? There's not even a name next to your picture. I can't see your picture. Do you have a name? I can't even see it. It's just like a light bulb or something. Can I make your back relax? I could recommend, if you go to my YouTube channel and just look through it, because there are relaxation sessions for back relaxation. Or if you go Google, put back relaxation Jason Newland. I can't search it myself because I'm using all my things. My laptop's over there uploading a video from yesterday to YouTube, which is going to be all night long. All night long, all night. Let me know if you find it on there, because I can't really search it myself right now. Otherwise, go to my website, jasonnewland.com, my podcast online. I've got thousands and thousands of recordings, videos. I think nearly 4,000 videos on YouTube, and I've got thousands of podcast episodes. The Let Me Bore You to Sleep, I'm now at over 1,500 episodes of Let Me Bore You to Sleep now. And bearing in mind that I don't know how long I've been doing it for, but for quite a while I've been doing 6 versions of each recording, one with music, one without music, 5 and 10 hours with and without music. And so it just gives you an option. They're only available on the podcast and on my website. They're not available on YouTube, but I do make the video available on YouTube, like the whole thing, but no music or anything. Also, I do upload every new video to TikTok and Instagram, but I can only upload just under an hour each one. So if you want to watch the whole thing, you need to go to YouTube, or if you want to listen to the whole thing, go to my website, or find it on whatever podcast host that you listen to. So I think part of what I try and do is, with these recordings, is I hope that just by listening to me, it's kind of not a quiet space. Because I know in real life it can be hectic, it can drama and all that stuff maybe, and maybe you put your headphones on and you might be in a household of people talking and whatever. So just to have a little bit of a space. And on YouTube, there's a lot going on. TikTok, there's a lot of people arguing and drama and stuff. So this is a place where you come to that is not going to have that. Now, I don't block anyone. Whatever they write down, I can't see it anyway with my eyesight hardly on TikTok. But I'm hoping that as time goes by, that people will realise what I'm about on Instagram and TikTok, and maybe more people will kind of find me again on YouTube, because ironically that was my main platform for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7 years. So for 7 years I was a YouTuber, and it was going fairly well, actually, kind of well. I wasn't no superstar, but I was well known as amongst the hypnotists on YouTube. I was quite known, and every now and then people contact me and say, they post on the videos, I can't believe I found you after 10 years. Where have you been? And even though my podcast, my YouTube channel's been up there, the new one, for 8 years, YouTube has not been pushing my videos to anybody to watch, because I don't know, I guess because I've not been regular or whatever. And for quite a while I've been just posting the podcast episodes, but now I don't do that anymore. I just post the videos. If you want to listen to the podcast, you're welcome to come to my website or go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify. So many different places, and you can listen. You've got a choice of 6 different things. So Harry wanted to join my thing. I don't take any requests to join, I'm afraid, on TikTok, because the only person talking is me. Because this is because I'm recording a podcast, you see, and also for my video, YouTube video. So it's just me talking. I mean, I can answer questions if you have questions, or if you want to say something nice. So I got 232 likes. Thank you. It's very kind of you, whoever posted those likes. And I think I've got about 200 and... What have I got? 100... I think I've got less than 200 followers on TikTok. I think I'm following about 220. So yeah, this is still early days, very early days for me on TikTok, and I keep saying the word TikTok, so I'm going to stop. So yeah, basically, Boston Chicky said to me, JJ, because we used to Skype, we used to talk quite a bit on Skype, and we did, didn't we, Boston? We did. It's a while back, but yeah, wow. Used to chat. I'm sure. I'm talking of Boston now. You were decorating or something once when we were chatting, and your kids were little. Now they're kind of all grown up. Wow. So I started doing that, and then I was doing. Someone said to me, and I don't know who it was. It might have been Boston again. It might. I think it was a few people actually said to me, "Why don't you start doing ASMR videos?" And I said, "I don't know what that is." And I think Boston did mention it to me. I think a couple of other people pointed out to me that I was already doing ASMR videos, and I should label them because then I get more views. I still get people saying that now on my videos, like, label it ASMR, you're softly spoken, especially like the whisper ones. The whisper ones definitely, I guess, would be kind of classed as ASMR. But I did that for a while, and I did have, yeah, I got a fair following. I didn't like huge amounts, but I had about, according to one of my followers, they told me, because I've forgotten, they said I had about 3,500 subscribers, which I know is obviously not a huge amount, but for me, it's pretty good. I was getting 45,000 video views a month, and it was going up. So every month it was going up and up and up and up, and I just had a mind fart and ended up getting rid of the channel. But I wasn't very well at the time, so who knows if I'd have kept it going, you know, because what we now 13 years later, I might have 3,600 subscribers. I mean, I might be mildly popular, or popular as far as subscribers goes. I mean, who knows? There's no way of knowing, is there? But I've realised, I mean, I've done a bit of research. One of the problems that I have when it comes to what I do online and reaching an audience, there's too much breadth. I've been doing too many things, too many different podcasts, instead of focusing on one thing. And all the research I've done points to one thing, is to stick to this podcast. Let me bore you to sleep. Have everything under here, under this umbrella. In fact, not have it as an umbrella, just have it as my trademark, what I'm known as, what I'm known for being boring, being one of the most boring people on the planet. So yeah, it's not something I would have it's not a moniker I would have aspired to when I was a younger lady, but hey. And it's hard in some ways, because I have urges sometimes to do something completely different. Maybe urges isn't the right word, because that sounds a bit weird. Oh, I hear you have urges, do you? You know, sometimes I just want to... like you could be studying, doing karate, and then you think, you know what, I want to do some boxing now. I want to learn judo. Or you might be studying psychology, and it's like, I suddenly become interested in geography. Never knew I was, but I'm kind of very fascinated with rivers. Rivers, for some reason. And if you're on a degree course, you can't kind of do that. And if you're working your way to a black belt in karate, yeah, you can perhaps do a little bit of stuff on the side, but you really kind of need to concentrate on what you're doing. Because if you spread yourself too thin, it could affect the outcome. So I think I've spread myself a bit too, did I say thick? Thin, too thin. So the only thing that is thin about me is my spreading. Definitely not my midsection. And that's part of the reason why I'm now doing regular videos on YouTube. And also why I go on TikTok, post my videos on TikTok. Because if I come on here for a couple of hours, I might get a couple of new followers. I might get a couple of people think, ooh, got to see what he's up to. And it might be useful. Like that person said, can you relax my back? I don't know if that would be serious, but yeah, I could relax your back. I can help with back pain, and relaxation is the thing, really. But you know what I like to think? I mean, if I was... There's so many different ways to get to the same destination regarding relaxation. So, like if you're in a relationship with someone, and this is going to sound weird, but you know what? Something that'd be really good. I should be like a marriage counsellor or something. I shouldn't. There's so many ways that you can relax each other, like intimately, without, I'm not talking like intimately as in adult. I'm talking just being kind. So, if your partner gets home and if you've got the energy yourself, you could wash their feet. I mean, some traditions, that's a thing. You wash your partner's feet. And I'm talking about either person, not just one hierarchical person in the relationship washing the other person's feet because it's part of their tradition or faith or anything like that. I don't mean like that. Just generally doing something nice, running a bath for them, or shaving their back. I don't know. Because there's so many ways that you can relax somebody, or that someone can be relaxed. We've all got our own ways that we can be relaxed, but I don't believe, or I'll change it to a positive, I believe that there are many ways that everyone who's listening or watching this can be relaxed that you don't even know about yet. I'll give you an example. Here's something I find relaxing, yeah? If you just put your finger on one hand, if you've got both hands, if you put your finger on, if you've got both hands available, put one finger, I normally use that one, the middle finger. I don't know what it's called. It's middle, isn't it? Middle finger. So that's the index, that's the ring finger, that's that one. So if you put one hand, doesn't have to be either one, and just rest it on your knuckle, gently. Now if you've got a bad hand, a sore hand, or some kind of painful condition in your hand, then don't do this, obviously. But if your hand feels fine, and if you want to do this, then give it a go. all you do is just very gently, and you're focusing just on your finger. Very gently, just move it very slowly down. Now, it doesn't even have to be on the skin. It can just be directly above the skin, or so you're not pushing down. It's like that's not going to do it. Yeah. I've seen people do massages in the past, and they looked like they were trying to actually push their fingers through the person's spine, and I was like, that's probably not very relaxing for them. Oh, I don't know my own strength. Yeah, you do. Sorry. You know, some people say, oh, don't know my own strength, I'm just too strong. Okay. Well, how come when you held that baby earlier, the baby's still alive? You didn't crush it, did you? No. Well, you do know your own strength then. You do know how to be gentle and soft. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, we can all be gentle. Just because someone's got like shovels for hands and they're super strong, they can still be gentle. Even bears and tigers can be gentle. When you think a bear picking up a cub, like one wrong move and that cub could be squashed. I don't know why it's not funny, but they're so gentle. And lions, so gentle with the bear cubs, no, with the lions, the little cubs. Are they cubs as well, or kittens? Are lions and tiger babies called kittens? Because I've got a feeling they're called cubs, and I don't know why they're not called kittens, because baby cats are called kittens. Or is it because tigers and lions are so tough that no one dare call the babies kittens in case they find out? In case when they get older, they come looking for you. I don't know. So yeah. So you're not pushing down on it, not trying to break your finger, not trying to prove how strong you are. All it is just gently from the knuckle, and just let it go down all the way down to your nail. Just very, very gently and slowly as well. The slower you do it, the more relaxing it feels. It's pleasurable as well. And you can do it on all the different fingers. Do it on a small finger first. Oh, that little bit there. That's very pleasurable. You do it on that finger. Yeah. So the top, that bit, and that bit there, just underneath the midsection of the... Oh. It's very, very... sensitive, which is weird because technically that's sensitive. Yeah, I could go in my bedroom and punch the punch bag, nothing, wouldn't feel anything. I'd feel it, but I'm not talking hard, but it wouldn't, it's not like I'd be like, oh, because it's so sensitive. But yet if you're really gentle with it, it's really, really sensitive. Which makes me think about, if you think about your finger, then you think about your partner, or a person you love, person you live with or whatever. Or just people in general. People in general. The more gentle you treat them, the more sensitive they become. The more perceptive, is that the right word? Receptive, that's the right word, isn't it? The more receptive they may become to the kindness and to the gentleness. Ooh, I quite surprised myself. But going back to your back, So these are things that I do. You can do it on your hand. You can do it on your arm. Especially if the room temperature is quite cool. Because these are things that I play around with. These are things that I do. I do this in bed. Perhaps I've got a bit too much spare time on my hands, but it's just things like this. If you just, not even quick, but if you just go like that with your hands, just either side of your face, and you can feel the air on your face, but you can also feel maybe tingling, relaxing tingling, nice kind of relaxation. But you can feel it in your fingers and your arms and your shoulders, because it's gentle movement, really gentle movement, almost like non-movement in a way. But of course, only ever do this if it feels okay to do it. You know, as long as... So I have problems with my shoulders. I've got an injured right shoulder, and my other left shoulder's problematic as well. It comes and goes. Probably, maybe it's more arthritis, I don't know. But when I'm just doing that, bearing in mind, to do that kind of needs your shoulders to participate in the movement. My shoulders are just relaxed, completely relaxed, like they just drop down. And I do have a tendency of kind of not hunched over, but I kind of probably tensing my shoulders a bit too much sometimes. And that was just so relaxing, just that gentle movement. Or you can even just go like that. Just put your hand towards your face and then move away again. And it's almost like ripples in a lake. Like the stone's gone in, but the ripples continue. So you've done this and you're moving away, and it's still, there's still that aftermath of coolness on your face. Yeah. Number one says, how are your shoulders feeling today? My shoulders are feeling really relaxed right now, thank you. It feels okay. Sorry if I've missed any messages on here, because I do get a little bit carried away with what I'm talking about. But there's so many ways, like, that you can help relax another person. You can help relax yourself, but if you've got someone else to do it, so there's certain things I can't do myself, and I don't have anyone else to do it for me, but it's like if you've got a partner, or it could just be a friend. It doesn't have to be like a lover relationship or whatever, but you can stroke their back. I mean, that is kind of fairly intimate, isn't it, to do something like that? But it's so relaxing to have someone do that, just stroking your back. Regardless of if you've got your top on or top off, you can even have your clothes on, just to have that gentle movement down your back. And it stimulates the body, it stimulates the sense of relaxation, stimulates your spine, which then sends those signals to your brain to check what they are. What is this feeling? And your brain decides it's comfortable, it's comfort, it's relaxing. And then sends those signals back to your spine, which sends those signals to your body, so that you feel comfortable and calm, and your back starts to relax. I mean, I used to do massage, like I actually went to college to do massage in 2003. I didn't finish the whole holistic course, but I finished the massage part. All I was left was to do the exam, for the massage. But there was other things on the course as well, like reflexology, aromatherapy. What else? Yeah, but anatomy and stuff like that. It was just a year-long course. So I did. What did I do? I did one term, which isn't, so not enough. I didn't get any diplomas or anything, but I did a lot of practicing. So I had quite a few people outside of the course that I practiced on, and I think that massage, providing it's done gently or at the adequate touch level, it can be amazing. But massage might not be the right thing for someone that's got a bad back, though. I mean, that's definitely go to the doctor's time and see a specialist. Don't ever take advice from someone on YouTube when it comes to medical stuff or physical, medical, YouTube is not the place for that. You need to see a specialist. But if you've got a knotted back, or if you've got pain in your back because of your body build, the build of your body. So I'm mainly upper body. I do have a lower body as well, but I'm mainly upper body, and because I'm not slim, there is pressure put on my back from my midsection, shall we say. Do you mean your big fat belly? Yeah, but I didn't want to say that because it sounds rude towards me, doesn't it? Here all together, Jason's got the big fat belly, belly, and it's smelly. Thank you. So it might be something that you kind of learn to deal with, you learn to live with, you learn to adapt with, but ways that you can relax it. And sometimes, by focusing your mind on stuff, by focusing your mind on feeling relaxed, or listening to a podcast, listening to someone like me droning on, can calm your mind down, slow your mind down. So even though this is not hypnosis, it could still have the same beneficial effect as listening to a relaxation hypnosis session, because if you know what you want, you know what you want, how you want to feel. And if you've listened to me, you listen for an hour or 2 hours, and you realise that actually listening to me causes you to feel more relaxed because of my super exciting voice, or you fall asleep every time you listen to me, then you're going to expect that to happen, and expectation leads to the likelihood of it happening. Really, Vinny? Can you make a bit more noise, please? I gave him a bone earlier, which is probably not a good idea. So you start to get used to feeling more relaxed. And then, you've got a new recording coming out from me, and you think, oh, okay, I'll listen to Juicy JJ, and you feel relaxed again. And that is kind of normal. It's quite standard. Oh, blimey, this thing's falling off as I'm talking. It's falling off the wall. I need to nail it in, but I can't do that until tomorrow. That's weird. I tell you what's weird though. Well, weirder. Weird. Is it seems like this wall is not straight, and I don't understand that. How can the wall not be straight? Because I've tried to stick everything the same level right next to each other, each pad, and they're all square unless they're not the same size, and it seems to be going in different directions. I don't quite know what that's all about. Ooh. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? Go live with guests. Oh, okay. No, oh, that means someone's asked to join. Sorry, can't have anyone join. But thanks for asking. Wonder what people would say if they did join. I don't know. I don't know. No, I have no idea. What? Wow, you're cute. Oh, thank you. It's very kind of you, Samantha. STG says hi. Hi. So, hi from Nina. Hi, Nina. Single? Yep. Single. Ready to dingle, dangle, bingle. Daddy Chase Me asks me, so let's do a few questions. Come on then, TikTok, give me some questions. We'll have a little question break. Daddy Chase Me, I don't believe that's your real name. Either that or your parents were a little bit cheeky. Do you live with your mother? No, I don't have a mother. I live with my Jack Russell, my little Jack Russell dog. If, yeah, you can't see it, he's down there somewhere. STG says, thanks for mentioning me and my... Wow, okay. Thanks for mentioning me and my bereavement when I messaged you from my son's profile. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. You know, STG, I can't remember what your name was now, but no worries. I now have, I get so many messages on here when I'm on here of people asking me to do weird things and saying, like, do you live with your mother and those kinds of things. And then I get a serious one and I forget, because there's not many, like, genuine, like Samantha saying that I was cute and stuff, you know. So it's, I mean, we all know that I'm cute, obviously, but it's, I think a 90-year-old would like me. I'm glad that you made people aware that it's okay not to be okay. It is. That is so important, though, isn't it? I know that sometimes in society, there's kind of this, there's a real English thing as well, but I think it's like all over, is that stiff upper lip kind of, don't show your emotions and pretend that everything's okay, and but you know, sometimes it's not. And also the asking for help. We have to ask for help sometimes. Everybody has to ask for help at some point in their life. Everybody needs help. Okay, they might not ask for it, but everybody needs help in their life at some point, at any age. It could be at any age. I mean, when you're a little kid, if you fall over and you can't get up, you shout for help, don't you? So it's almost, if you're a little baby and you want to get out of your cot, you put your hands up. I mean, you might not know what you're doing, but like automatically we ask for help. That's an automatic thing that we're born with. Somewhere along the line it seems to be squashed a bit, and maybe we need to sort of get back to that ability to ask for help. And for me, this is just my own personal experience, is there's nothing better than helping people. It's, when I've been doing this 20 years now, and it's the best thing I ever did with my life. I could have done. Yeah, I'm not made any money. I'm not rich. I'm not living some kind of amazing lifestyle. But along the line, I've helped thousands of people. A lot of people have told me that I've helped them, and it feels nice, you know, just opening the door for someone, or if someone drops something on the floor and you're like, hey, and you pick it up and hand it to them. It feels nice. You get a feeling, don't you? Like, oh, well, I do. I don't know. I can't talk for everybody, but it's a nice feeling. And as far as not being okay, because I've got bipolar, I'm not okay a lot of the time, unfortunately. But I don't tell people about it generally, because I tell people I've got bipolar because it's not a secret. But when my dad phones up, I generally don't tell him what's going on, because I think he feels helpless to help. You know what I mean? He doesn't know what to do because he doesn't understand it. And I don't want him worrying either. But, you know, sometimes, you know, if I have to ask for help, I will. This thing's falling off the wall. SDG says, you really helped me to sleep during my loss. I hope you know that you're appreciated. Please never stop. Thank you. I'll be honest, in the summer, last summer, I lost a friend, Uncle Sausages, who lives opposite me. He used to live opposite me. Vinny used to call him Uncle Sausages because he used to put sausages through the door, through the letterbox for Vinny. And he used to call Vinny Sausages. Sausages. So it's kind of an ongoing joke and stuff. And without going into details, he got ill and he passed away. So I really did have a rethink of what I wanted to do, and I didn't know if I was going to continue doing this, because I'll tell you what it is. There's a few things. Paddy says evening. Hi Paddy. It's a few things. There was just what he went through, and when it came to I think two of the main things. Three is the actual event itself. So like, you know, like, wow. But his flat was full of stuff that nobody wanted, and the council came and chucked it out the window into a skip. His personal belongings, pictures of his family, whatever, just all of his stuff chucked. He had no living relatives. He's 79. He had his 79th birthday in hospital. And see, so Farhana says, say Angelina's an acute femboy for read the room, baby. I'm talking about something. So that made me think, and they were chucking his stuff out, like his whole belongings were nothing. And then at his funeral, there was 4 of us, 4 people, including the person that was actually doing the ceremony. There's more pallbearers than there was people at the funeral. And I just felt like, this is me in 25 years. 24 years, in fact. 24 years' time, if I'm still around, this could be me. And I didn't like that. It felt, I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. So I kind of started to reconsider, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Is there any point to it? And all that stuff, without getting all heavy. But and I spoke to someone, and spoke to a friend, and I got a phone call from my friend Brooke, and we chatted, and she reminded me of how useful I am, you know, what I do is help people, and sort of, I suppose, try and get in touch with what is important to me. Because, you know, I'm 55 now. I'm kind of heading towards the older years. I'm still around, still okay. Well, I'm getting rounder. Not as round as my head. Look at that thing. Oh. And I don't know. So it took me a little while to read it. I was still making recordings though. So I didn't stop making recordings, but I just couldn't figure out what to do. I chucked a lot of my belongings out, thinking this is just going to be something that some stranger chucks into a bin or chucks out the window. And I thought, I'm not having that. So I kind of lost the plot a little bit. And I started trying to think, well, okay, it's not just about helping other people. What do I enjoy doing? Why do I do it? Why did I start doing it in 2006, 20 years ago? And it was because I wanted to help people. But then why did I continue doing it? There was more to it than that. It was like, okay, I felt like I was helping people, but I was also enjoying it. So it has to be enjoyable. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. Well, it's not true. I've done it when it's not been enjoyable, but, you know, it needs to be both. It needs to be even. So I'm helping people, but I'm also doing something that's fun. And out of all the stuff I do, the Let Me Bore You to Sleep recordings, even though this is taking a little serious dip, but I'll get it back, this is the one that's more fun than anything else that I do. And it's the closest to the Jason chats that I used to do, the vlogs. I've come full circle. Boston Chickie, the vlogs. And that, when I first started doing the Let Me Bore You to Sleep, 8 years ago nearly, my plan was to mix together hypnosis and vlogging. You know, talking about my life and hypnosis, sort of intertwined, as it were. Because I used to do a podcast, or I did a video series called, what was it called? Hypno Chats. That's it. I think I did about 18 or 12 or 18 Hypno Chats, where I would start off talking about my life. How's the day going? and then just gradually make it slower, more still, gradually turn the attention from what I was saying to how I was feeling, and then to how they were feeling. And then, the last like 30% of the time, focus completely on them being more and more relaxed. So I did quite a few of those, and they lasted for about an hour, I suppose. And I used to record them on my iPhone in a big echoey room, which was a therapy room that I used to work in. And the thing is, some other benefits that have come from doing the podcasts and the videos back in 2006. If I hadn't done this, chances are I wouldn't have ended up going to university and getting a degree in counselling, which meant that's a few more hundred people that I wouldn't have helped, when I was practicing. So I did it for a few years. So I probably had a few hundred clients over that time. So some people were helped by me. Some people benefited from me doing that degree. And in some ways, I benefited as well. One of the reasons is because I really didn't believe until that point that I was able to do a degree. I didn't think I could accomplish it. I didn't have that belief. Now, that belief isn't necessarily there anymore, to be fair, because it's been a while since I got it. The idea of going back 15 years later is kind of scary if I was to go back, but it was an experience that I wouldn't swap. And it wasn't the same kind of experience as a lot of younger people get when they go to university, because I wasn't living in halls of residence. Is it halls of residence or whatever? I wasn't going out and having fun and doing Freshers Week and all that stuff, because I was 30. I just turned 37 when the course started, and I was 40 when I got my degree. So yeah, it was November. It was end of August. I became 40. 2010, and November was I always forget the name of it, the ceremony, the degree ceremony, the passing out parade, whatever it's called, when you get your certificate. So, and you dress up in those black things with the hats. I don't know why I always seem to remember that name. I don't understand why. And yeah, it was kind of I was glad to have done it, and I achieved something I didn't think I'd achieve, or I didn't believe that I could have done ever. I didn't think that was even possible for me to gain a degree, bearing in mind that I didn't get one qualification at school. Not one. Nothing. Like I left school as if I'd never even been. When I went back 10 years after leaving to see if they had any of my school records so I could look at, and they said, no, we burnt them all. Serious, that's what they said. We burnt them all. I said, really? He said, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they burnt everyone's, but that seemed a bit dodgy, doesn't it? To burn a record of a high school student's. like academic record, including every test they took and attendance, sickness maybe, parents' evenings, disciplinaries, things like that are kind of kept on record. I suppose inoculations as well, things like that. Nothing, all gone, like I didn't even exist. Talking about inoculations, when I went to volunteer at the NHS at the hospital, it turned out, because they have to do blood tests to make sure that you're kind of covered for everything, I wasn't covered for measles. My whole life, childhood, adulthood, up to like early 40s, 44, 45, wasn't covered for measles. Can you believe it? I wasn't covered with measles all that time. I can't believe it. Absolutely ridiculous. So I had to have another one, and I think there was something else I wasn't covered for. I forget what it was. Syphilis? Is that a thing? I don't know. No. So yeah, what's her name? What was I talking about? Boston Chickie. So I met her. I met quite a few different people in that time, back in 2010, 11. And they were all doing this, I forget what it's called, but it was a 365-day vlog challenge. You could start it at any time, so you didn't have to start it at the beginning of the year. But the idea was you do a video vlog every single day, and you numbered it, and then when you got to 365, confetti would blow out of your ears. I don't know. It used to be like, probably wouldn't be a firework display, but everyone would be saying, well done, you know. And at the beginning, it seems like it is exciting, and it doesn't feel like a chore. It's like, this is going to be easy. You know, one thing I've never had problems with is talking. I can just talk and talk and talk about nothing for hours, which is what I do. It's why this recording is called Let Me Bore You to Sleep, because that's what I do. I just talk about nothing. And it's my secret power. It's my secret power. So thank you, STG, for what you said. I'm glad that I was able to help. Just realised if I've missed any messages on TikTok, then I do apologise, because I'm trying to balance different things at the same time, you know. So I started doing these vlogs, and I was going through quite a weird period. I was also going through a hyper stage, which I didn't realise about, because at the time I hadn't been diagnosed. So I didn't know. I knew that in my life there'd be periods of time when I didn't really need hardly any sleep at all, and I'd be awake early, you know, like I go to bed and be up 4 hours later and still be widely alert and awake and excited for the day and whatever. But I used to like those periods. But then I didn't necessarily like some of the stuff that I did. Now, if I kept busy, stayed at home, kept busy, I was okay. But if I started to interact with other people, that's when sometimes the problems would arise. And problems arose. Let's just say that. That's what happened back then. And also I didn't realise, but I started to act a bit weird on camera. I mean, there was once when I actually poured a yogurt over my head, and my cousin, who was watching, she watched the video and she said, I'm a little bit concerned. Are you all right? I said, yeah, I love yogurt. And I was like, okay. And then there's one video where I just kept saying wibbly wobbly and I couldn't stop laughing. I was in hysterics laughing at wibbly wobbly, just those two words, wibbly wobbly. But not just like absolutely in hysterics, going on and on and on and on and on, repeating myself, wibbly wobbly. Because I was trying to think of a new name for my podcast. It's a man with a beard, pretending to think. That was one of my favourites. I still like that one, pretending to think. I did say that to it was bad. I said that to someone years ago. It was like 1996. I was with someone and my friend said, "Are you all right?" to my girlfriend, and I said, "Yeah, so she's just pretending to think." And it was just a joke, and I didn't mean it horribly, but I did. It's like, and she probably hit me, but she knew it wasn't. I wasn't being serious or putting down or anything. And she was way more intelligent than me anyway. But I realised afterwards it's actually quite a funny line, if you don't do it cruelly, which I didn't. I didn't. But just the idea of pretending to think is just, yeah, it still tickles me a little bit. So that was, I used to call one of my podcasts Pretending to Think, the bearded something. And then I came up with the idea like wibbly wobbly, and I was kind of in hysterics, which isn't really me. I'm not really, I laugh at something, but I'm not going to be hysterically rolling around the floor. I have done that in the past, but generally, not unaided, as it were. And I didn't even realise that anything was wrong. And then I got into a situation, and then I reacted by doing something, had a mind blip or mind fart, whatever you want to call it, and destroyed a bunch of stuff. So I went to the doctor. I thought, this is becoming a bit too. It's really nice at the beginning, and then it takes a different level. It goes from being like happy, I suppose, to being really happy, to then being uncomfortable. It's like uncomfortably, that energy goes up too high for me, and that used to sometimes lead to panic attacks and stuff as well. And I didn't realise. It was almost like I couldn't take it was too much pleasure. Which is weird, really, because like surely there shouldn't ever be too much pleasure. But there was. It's just I couldn't. And it was physical as well as mental. It was like a whole load of stuff. And so I ended up going to the doctor. This is 2010. This is probably about September time, or August time. And so the doctor put me on antidepressants, but then said, she looked back at my medical record, and it's seen that I'd been on and off antidepressants since 1995, and looked at all the different things that I've kind of been diagnosed with over the years. So she said, well, you need to see another psychiatrist. So made an appointment, and I saw a psychiatrist in December and had a long consultation, and also had a lot of information that was already in my documents anyway from the doctors previous, because I'd had anxiety, PTSD. I'd been all doctors diagnosed me with all these different things, and then the psychiatrist says bipolar. So put me on some medication. I didn't like the medication, so I stopped taking it. Not a good move. And then 2000, then about 2010, 11, 12, 13. So 2013, I have a relapse, proper, full on. To be fair, no, it happened more than once. So it was a weird one. But then I was working and I kind of had to stop. And then I got sent to another psychiatrist, then another psychiatrist, then another. I literally went and saw about 4 or 5 psychiatrists. No, about probably 3 psychiatrists, but over 5 different attendances. And they decided amongst themselves that I was bipolar and also had a emotionally unstable personality disorder. And then I spent about a year with the psychologist, and she used to have weekly sessions with me. Hello, I don't know if the microphone's muted. I tried to mute it. He threw me right off. Absolutely. There was no one at the door. He goes like, honestly, it scared the hell out of me. It's like, rah, 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 rah. Absolutely scared me. For no reason. There was no one at the door. It was pointless. Pointless exercise. And if there was anyone, they'd still be there because we literally went straight to the door. So there was, it's like, he doesn't normally do that. It's because I got no music playing. The TV's not on. All he's got is just me talking. And it's not enough to distract him from outside sounds, such as a neighbour going into their own front door, which they should be allowed to do, Vinny, without hearing you barking. Don't ignore me. So, God, it threw me off. Honestly. So I get relaxed while I do these recordings. And then when he starts barking, wow, it takes that relaxation away. Luckily, I edit this out of the video and the podcast, of course. But I can relax again, it's fine. It shook me up. It's no warning. I wish he'd just at least growl first. Like a little bit like a little really crappy moped, like okay, it's not a very good example, but just a little bit, a bit of a throttle, a little bit of a something. But no, it's like straight away, full blast. Oh dear, what are we doing? Loving his stories, mate. Thank you. Apologies to anyone was listening and he started barking, because that was loud. Proper loud. Anyone who's listening live or watching live. Wow. No, there's no one at my door, because if there was, then they'd still be there. No one put anything through the door. Mind you, sometimes we get deliveries and they walk up to my door, see the sign on the letterbox saying, "Go away, don't put crap through my door, please," and then they walk away. Sometimes they still put stuff through, which is just kind of strange. I mean, to be fair, most of the rubbish I get through my letterbox is from the post office. So the postman lady, she's basically a very well paid leaflet deliverer. Nearly every time she delivers a letter, there's leaflets with it. And sometimes just leaflets, no letters at all. And that's what kids used to get paid to do. Adults didn't used to deliver leaflets. It was children, part-time job. I did it. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. I had, as well as the morning and evening paper rounds that I had, I didn't always have them both at the same time, but sometimes I did. I would have I think it was a fortnightly town crier thing, which was like a booklet thing, not a big booklet, but I used to deliver a few thousand of those. And I think it was once a month there would be another one, which was, and I would deliver I'd deliver a lot of those. I would literally spend quite a bit of time delivering those. I remember my brother, when my brother lived, there was this storage bit at the back of his room, and the parents found all these thousands and thousands of leaflets all like hidden. And I thought, wow. And he got in trouble. And I thought, I'm glad they don't realise that I did that. I didn't do that, of course I didn't. I said to him, why don't you just do what everyone else does, just chuck them in the river? I'm joking. Thank you very much. Finn says, hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, Finn. I used to deliver them, but it was I never did a Sunday newspaper round. Shall I tell you why? Because I did one once for my brother. Oh, please. No, I don't want to do it. Oh, please. I'll be your best friend. So I kind of, all right. Because, I had an early morning paper round. I didn't want to get up on a Sunday. I was getting up early every day of the week, except a Sunday. I wanted to have that rest. But I'll do it. The paper bags, the papers were so heavy. I mean, it ruined my shoulder. Too heavy. Each paper was massive. It's a Sunday newspaper, like twice the size of a normal paper. Magazines inside, all that stuff. And I thought, never again. And I kept to it. I could have done a Sunday newspaper round any time I wanted. And I said, no, no, no. I used to get headhunted. Please, no. What's the shadow behind me? It's me. It's called a shadow. That's what say. Angelina says, hey, can you say no? I'm not going to say anything. Because the thing is, I don't know. You might say, oh, can you say whatever person's a good girl or whatever? The thing is, that might be something that person might not like hearing. And I don't want to get involved in stuff like that, just in case. So the shadow behind me, it's just a made up name, isn't it, you put on there? It's me and the chair, the back of the chair. Or is it a ghost? Dun, dun, dun. My finger's moving on its own. I love it when that happens. Ooh. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, so I advise never do a Sunday newspaper round. Too heavy. That stuff is not right. It's not right. Oh, leaflets. That's what I used to do. So I used to deliver these little leaflets, thousands upon thousands upon thousands. I pretty much do half the town. Literally, it was just so many. And I wasted so much of my time delivering those things. You know, at school all week, and then on a Saturday, all day, and sometimes on a Sunday, all day, delivering those leaflets. For what? A few quid. Really wasn't worth it. It's good exercise, you know. Got a lot of walking done. Walked, you know, probably 10 miles a day or whatever it was. But, I mean, if someone comes here and he's delivering leaflets and he looks like he's in his 30s, which is fine. I mean, I don't know if there's any age thing, but I'm just wondering, is there any money in it? I mean, if it was £1 a leaflet, I would do it. Because literally, you could be rich. You could make like 34. You could do what? You could at least do 1,000 a day. So yeah, 30 grand a month. I think a lot of people would say yes to that. But it definitely ain't £1 a leaflet that they're delivering. So £1 1,000 maybe. So £1 100 would be 1 pence. £1 1,000. So you have to deliver 10 for 1 pence. Is that right? So every 10 houses, I've earned 1 pence. Another 10 houses, I've earned 1 pence. So you deliver 100 houses for 10. No. Did I say 100 for 1,000 for £1? 100 for £1? 100 for £1 maybe. Not 1,000 for £1. That's ridiculous. That'd be. So let's say 100 for £1. 1,000 for £10. But it's going to take you all day to deliver 1,000. So you're getting £10 for 1,000 leaflets. So it's got to be more than that. Plus, when I was doing a paper round, it was £1 wasn't like, it was okay, you know. It wasn't. £1's never been a huge amount of money in my lifetime, but it definitely was worth a lot more then than it is now. Oh yes, used to be able to get a bag of sherbet and a couple of Mars bars. I think Mars bars were like 5 or 10 pence. Get a can of Coke for £20. I remember cans of Coke were like 10, 15, 20 pence. And now they're, what are they, 150? Used to have penny chews when I was a little kid. Penny chews. I don't even make pennies anymore. I literally, the whoever makes money, they've stopped making penny coins. They've not taken all the ones out of circulation. And I do wonder what's going to happen for all those £9.99 things. And people are paying by cash. But of course, time's going to come when there is no cash. A cashless society. Because they won't be able to give you change, will they? Oh, it's £9.99. Okay, where's my 1 penny change? I noticed when I was in London, there was a lot of people that, I don't know if it was their custom to not even bother giving change if I didn't have to. The amount of times I had to ask, where's my change? And they'd give it to me, then I'd count and said, it's got £1 missing. And they'd laugh. I mean, they knew me, but it's still like, come on, mate, play the game. You've got to give me the real amount of money. It's like, you'd think if it was someone that you see them every day, you have a laugh with them, you chat with them, they're the people that you shouldn't have to check that they're giving you the correct change. Or, I mean, honestly, sometimes it wouldn't even, like my corner shop, my local corner shop when in Stratford, honestly, sometimes you wouldn't even try and give me, you just like to distract me so I wouldn't get any change. And I'd go to leave and say, wait a minute. And they'd just be laughing. And he'd have the change in his hand to give to me. And then, of course, I'd check and it'd be short. I said, it's £1 short. Yeah, but it's a lot more than what you would have had. Like, here's something that really happened, because the rest of what I say is lies, isn't it, obviously? Some of it. I took my girlfriend. This is 1996. She came round my house in Stratford, and I'm kind of showing her around a little bit. I was like, okay, this is my local corner shop, because I had 2 local corner shops. One I used to go to more when I lived up the other side of the road, and then I lived up this side of the road. There's like a 10-minute walk between, but I was this closer to this side. So then that was my local corner shop again. So I took her in there. And the way it was designed is literally, you go in, you turn right, and that's the counter over there. Everything to the left-hand side is just sweets. Just sweets, bags of stuff that you can buy, maybe a few bits, and then on the right hand side there's all the magazines were there, and at the bottom were all the papers, like the daily papers. And on the counter there was, on the front of the counter, like, because he was behind the counter, there'd be all the local daily papers as well. And then behind him, there'd be the cigarettes, and I think there's alcohol as well. So you could buy stuff like that. It was an off license as well, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. There's no way you're going to know. I mean, doesn't really matter. I could just make it up, can't I? So he was a cheeky young lad. He wasn't young. He was old. He was probably in his 70s then. And it was funny. And I used to go in there. To be fair, I got to know him because back in 1993, I think, I started walking up to his shop because my local corner shop didn't open until 6:30 or 7. He opened at 5 or 5:30, something like that. I went through a period where, it's in the summer, I was waking up early, and I'd started buying not all of them, but I buy like 4 or 5 newspapers and go through them and see if I could find some jokes or find something that was mildly, interesting in the newspapers, and try and put it into format for stand-up. And so I used to be there waiting for him because he lived upstairs, and I'd wait for him to come down and put the old, what do they call them? Not the shades, the metal frame things up, the protect, security things up. And he only left one up, the other one was always down the whole time. And then he'd open up, and he kind of like, sometimes he'd be in, sometimes he wouldn't be in, so I have to wait for him. And I'd go and buy the papers, and he was like, it's too early. And I said, I know. He was there drinking his coffee. I think he enjoyed his life, actually, because he liked to chat. He had his place behind the counter, and the shop was already ready inside, because that's where he lived inside. So he'd already come in and come through and put all the papers out and stuff. And yeah, I used to go in there for a while, for quite a few weeks, maybe months. I'd go in there nearly every morning and buy newspapers. I couldn't afford to do that now. I mean, the papers were only like 10, 15 pence, 20 pence each, if that. So I could get all the papers I needed for £1, pretty much. Now I think the papers are like £1.50 each. It's like, what? Seriously? Or at least £1. They're not cheap anymore. Especially if you want to get like five papers. £5 a day. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's more than £27 a week. No, I think you'll find it's £35 a week. Yeah, which is more than £27 a week. I was like, right, space something wants me to say something. These things mean something to you, don't they? These weird things you want me to say. No. The good thing about being an old man like me is I only say what I want to say. Yeah, never mind. I'm no one's dancing monkey, I'm afraid. I'm not here to like, oh, let me say, what would you want me to say next? I'll say this. No. I just say what I want to say. It's easier, really. So, so he was cool. He was a nice bloke. He used to be funny, made me laugh, and we'd go and I'd go in there as well sometimes if I had to get stuff, but generally it was just for the newspapers. So 1996, so like 3 years later, and I'd moved, but I was closer now. And since those years, I'd moved to different parts of London. I'd gone to worked at Butlins in Bognor Regis for a Christmas season, and then came back and was homeless, and was luckily someone put me up, and so I was living there, and this new girlfriend, she came round. I mean, it's kind of one of our first dates, really. It was kind of one of our first periods where we were out together like that. And she said, so I said, oh, do you want to come in? Because she said, I'll wait outside. I was probably just buying cigarettes or something like that. She said, or chewing gum. She said, do you want to wait outside? I'll wait outside. I said, no, come in. I want to introduce you to him. He's my friend. I've known him for years. Just. So I went in there thinking, just be nice, just say hello. Here's my new bird. This is how we used to talk back then. My new bird. Here's my new lady, the lady of my life. And he was polite to her, which is how he should have been. And I asked her what I wanted and gave him the money. And we turned around to leave, and he said, wait a second, in his accent. And he said, wait a second. I said, what? You forgot this that you ordered. I looked round, we both looked round, and it was a dirty magazine. It was like Playboy or Penthouse or something like that. And he's just holding it up, laughing his head off. And I'll admit, I was embarrassed. So, he thought it was hilarious to do that joke on me. And she found it funny as well. I remember saying to her, I'm so embarrassed. She said, look, nothing you do is going to embarrass you. You haven't got to be embarrassed with me. That's fine. But I bet this is the most embarrassing thing that's going to happen today. We're going to have a lovely date and the rest of the day will be fine. I said, you'd think so, wouldn't you? She said, what do you mean? I said, I suppose you could lend me some money so I can pay for that magazine. Yeah. So, but it was so embarrassing. The thing is, the same thing happened in the other corner shop, with the other end of the street, but that was my doing this time. So I used to go in there after work, sometimes on a Saturday morning, and I'd chat with them. So they had a security bloke there who used to call me Ponytail, because I had a ponytail. And the bloke who owned the shop used to call me Ponytail. Didn't go in there when his wife was in there because she didn't talk to me. But he loved me, so we used to chat and stuff. His wife didn't like me. It's weird. And what, I forget his name now, he's Jamaican. I can't remember his name. But we used to have such a laugh. We used to talk about everything. And we'd kind of shut up when customers came in, even though I was a customer. But I'd stand in there for over an hour sometimes, just chatting to him and chatting. We'd all be talking about different things in the news or whatever. And he had this spiral thing. So it was the same like newsagent, but this was bigger. Also had like groceries, milk and stuff like that you could buy. And there was this like stand-up magazine rack that moved around near the front door. And when the front door opened, it was behind the door, so people could walk in. I just see something. I think he's what's his name? Says, have a look at this. So he walks over, takes one of the magazines out, so look at this. Which I was shocked. I mean, I don't want to look at naked women or semi-naked women, stuff like that. It's not my thing, But hey, I had to put up on that pretense of enjoying seeing naked bodies. I mean, it was embarrassing. I felt very insecure, and it took quite a few years of therapy to, move on from that. But it's fine. Anyway, so I'm looking at it, thinking, whoa. And he walks back to the other part of the room, to the corner where he normally stays. And I'm just looking at it. I'm literally about to put it back into the rack, but I'm just having one last look. And the door opens, and in walks this young lady who I've been trying to chat up for months and months and months. I got to the point of saying hello to sort of chit-chat. And I really liked her. I really liked her a lot. Like, really liked her. And she walks in and looks at me, looks down, and luckily didn't look down again. But it's like, there was nothing I could do. I was caught in public looking at one of those naughty magazines, but I was only looking at it because someone else made me. That's my excuse. He made me. They both made me look at it. I didn't want to look at it. I was reading it. You could say that with Playboy, because they used to have award-winning articles, and award-winning authors used to write stuff in Playboy. I don't know if you know that, but it's like there were like really famous writers would like write a story or do like an essay or something, and it'd be in Playboy. So it wasn't just I don't know what the right word is. It wasn't just adult entertainment, as it were. It was also educational. It was educational. So yeah, it's really weird. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to go. So I'll leave you on that note. It was embarrassing. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself because you deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. And remember, it's okay to not be okay. And also, remember, it's also okay to ask for help. Lots of love. Bye.